Are
Okay.
we? How do you know?
We just know.
Do
Do
you
you have?
start seeing comments? Is that why?
Yeah.
That's a 20-second delay. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay.
I'm unbroken.
Oh, wow. Is that a movie?
What's that from? Yeah.
Well, there is a movie about Unbroken.
Is that
Never
one of your
We're
own
live.
t-shirts?
Yeah. We're live?
We're live.
Hello.
You know, we just kind of mosey and like
There we are.
we're still talking and chatting, and here we are. We're live. Yeah, I think we're live.
We
Hey,
are.
everybody. Welcome back. We've got another amazing Tuesday Talks. We are super excited to be with you guys again. I've got the regular crew with me, Lovely Kaz from Journeying Soul Therapy, and Tony from Ropes and Wings. And this month, we have got the lovely Amanda Danielson joining us from Higher Self Perspective. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
How's
It's weird to
everybody
go like
doing?
straight from like a full-on conversation to just like, hey,
Hey, everyone.
We're live.
we're live.
Alice
Alice is
says
here.
hello.
Hey,
Oh,
Alice.
Alice, I thought you were a moderator. I'm going to refix that. Let me see.
Resnap, nice t-shirt. I bet he's talking about you, Tony. Yeah.
Yes.
Moderator. There we go. How you guys doing? How is everybody?
Good. We're going into March tomorrow, which is kind of freaking me out just a tiny bit.
Oh my gosh, we are.
Mhm.
This year is just,
Wow.
it's flying. I thought that today. I was like, it just can't go any faster.
I think it
Kinda
can.
Scary.
Yeah. I
Spring
think the
is
days are melting into one another at this point.
spring
Yeah.
is always rough for me because I want the warm weather and I want it to heat up, but there's so much stuff I need to do before shit starts growing in
Yeah.
out
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
at
farm.
the farm.
Yeah.
What shit you got growing in?
Well, the weeds, I have to clean the fences out. I have to fix the fences. All this stuff I have to do before a lot of the stuff starts growing in. It was too
Yeah.
cold. It was too cold before. I couldn't be bothered going out in the cold and doing it.
That's a lot of work to keep up with a farm, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
How many animals do you have?
Oh, 36 head of cow, and
Whoa.
probably about 30 to 40 sheep, maybe 30,
Wow.
because we lost a lot to illness. Something's happened to the sheep. So I'm maybe down to maybe about 30 or less, actually.
Like you don't know what's happened to the sheep?
No, they're just dropping dead.
Mm.
So, and then I just found a chicken this morning dead in the coop, just dropped dead for no reason. So I don't know what's going on. There's something going on. I've been watching a lot of videos and stuff, and I think there's some stuff being sprayed that
I do too.
well, I know that there's stuff being sprayed, but I think something's affecting it because there's some bushes that stay green all year in the wintertime here. And now over the past few weeks, I've noticed that they're turning brown, and they're always like super green through the winter.
Are you referring to like the dust that people are seeing all over the world?
Maybe, or what they're spraying in the skies for
Gotcha.
geoengineering, who knows?
Yeah.
So
We can bring all the sheep in the house and keep them nice and safe.
my wife would be okay with that, but I'm
I
not
would
doing that.
too.
No way.
Do you have any baby goats? That's what I would want to come
I don't have
see.
baby goats.
Baby goats are cute.
I know, I
They're
love
so
them
cute.
so much. The ones that faint when they get scared.
They're so cute.
Yes.
Lambs, I have lambs, but I lost a lot of those too during this whatever it
Oh.
is.
Heck.
So who knows? I don't know.
They're ready to go home.
Yeah, I guess that was their exit plan.
They're like, we'll meet you on the other side.
No, this is
meet you on the flip side.
This is what I joke about because here for a while I had too many rams because I lost my butcher to get them butchered. And I was joking. I said I need to get rid of rams. So I think I manifested this. I needed to say it different.
Accidentally.
Yeah, I think I manifested it. I kept saying I need to get
Oop.
rid of Rams. I need to get rid of Rams, and they're starting to drop. And then I needed to say I need to start selling Rams. Is what I need.
Well, we
You're a
always
powerful
say, be careful.
manifester.
Be careful what you
Yes.
say. Be careful of your
Yeah.
thoughts.
Uh-oh.
Manifestation
trying-
happens quicker.
I've been trying to convince my partner, like at least once a week, for probably over 1.5 to 2 years, that we are officially moving down to Tennessee, and we are living even more so in the middle of nowhere. And I want goats, and I want those silky chickens and those tiny cows with the curly hair.
Yes.
And I will make goat cheese and soap, and you just need like satellite internet. That's all. That's all I'm thinking, right?
Well,
Yeah.
they ran fiber optic to where I am, which is
Oh,
good.
really?
So you might not even need that. I'm
Where
in the
our
middle of
family is
nowhere.
in Tennessee, there's like the internet is. I don't get cell service. I don't get internet. I don't get anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Alice says you need a puppy.
And I think
Oh, she
mini,
said
mini
she said
cows.
she
You need
needs-
some
she
mini
needs a-
cows.
She said she needs a puppy.
I thought maybe you saw my puppy.
Oh no, I didn't see
She's
it.
sunbathing right now. You can't see her because she's like
Oh,
Oh, back there.
she's glowing. Yeah.
So the cows you're referring to are the Highlands. They're the Highland cattle.
the
ones
mini
with
cows.
The long
With the
hair.
curly hair.
the
I
curly
love
hair.
them.
Yeah, the Highland cattle, I think, is what you're
I
talking
like the
about.
small ones.
I
They're
don't
so
know what
precious.
Heather's on about the small cows.
Mini cows. Have you
You've
not
never seen
the
the
mini
tiny
cows?
cows?
I've not seen the mini cows.
I am in love with
you
them.
You need at least a couple.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
I
like
need
come
to
up
see
to
them now.
here.
Yeah, I'll send you a video because they pop
They're
up on
so
my
sweet.
feed.
We
I'll send you a video.
we
Mini cow
looked
videos.
we looked into that because we wanted to have get our own milk, and we're like, well, let's just get a mini cow and keep it down here at the house. Well, they're dang more expensive than a full-size cow.
Oh,
Like all the little things are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anything
yeah,
like
all the
little and
cute
cute.
things. Yeah.
they definitely need more loving. That's for sure.
You can milk sheep. How did we get on this tangent? Boy, that
I
was
don't
I
crazy.
don't know. Should we just stay
We're
here?
just
Just continue.
Well, I mean, we're talking about all the crazy shit going on, so I mean, we
Yeah.
might as well just talk about that stuff. That's some
I'm
weird
in the
stuff.
mood.
I mean, that's weird stuff that I've been seeing here on the farm. Is just animals are just dropping for no reason, and those plants I talked about going brown for no reason that shouldn't be.
You've
So-
been like abnormally cold though, right? Like I was down for Christmas and it was like 17 below or something crazy.
It was cold, but we have snaps like that.
Normally, gotcha.
Yeah, we didn't have any snow this winter at all. Really. I mean, we
Oh.
had a dusting, that's about it. So
Yeah.
we just have snaps. I don't know how it is,
We had a
Heather, where you are.
We had a good little bit on the other side of Tennessee.
Yeah, we did too.
when it got
'cause we're
really
a little higher
cold.
in elevation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you near the mountains? Is that why?
I am, yeah.
Oh, you are too. but you-
Heather's in the flatland.
I'm on the flat plain side. He's on the pretty side. I like his side better.
Cass, when are you coming to Tennessee?
I don't
So you're
think I
just like,
can.
"What?"
I don't think I can at the minute.
When the portals open, she
There
can
you go.
yeah, because
right
there's this
through.
whole rule about unvaccinated getting in. I don't even know what the rule is anymore, but I'd love to.
I don't either.
I think
Haven't
they said
checked
they
in, like, a
stop it
year.
in April or May, but I don't even know if that's a thing. I have to fact check that.
I don't know.
I have been before though, years ago.
To
16
Tennessee or
years.
the States?
Yeah, it was 16 years because I was pregnant with my first son. We went to Memphis and Nashville.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been
Nice.
to the States a lot, but
Mhm.
not for a while.
Why?
I just like traveling.
Yeah.
I'll go anywhere.
You guys actually get more time off though in England than we do, because most
Do
people
we?
only get like maybe a week off a year to go
I thought
anywhere,
you
so-
guys got more time.
No, not
We
normally.
Off of
none
what?
of us get enough. None of us
Off
get
of-
enough.
Off of work.
Oh.
I take off whenever I want now, but I work for myself. But Most people only get a week off of work a year,
What? 1 week?
a week or two.
Oh
That's
my
not
God,
much.
that's rubbish. Yeah, we
Yeah, too.
probably get about 5 or something.
Hmm.
What?
It's probably
5 days?
average. 4 or
Yeah.
5. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I would say 2 weeks is probably average here,
Yeah.
unless you're higher up
Yeah.
or you've been with a company for a while.
Oh,
I
that's
agree.
really
I think like
sucks.
2 weeks is good.
Yeah.
2 weeks
Like
is
people
good.
would be happy to have 2 weeks. Yeah.
That's like 12 days.
Nothing.
Or 10 days.
That's
We
why
just need to get out of the whole corporate world altogether and
Yeah, come
create some
on.
nice, sustainable communities, right?
Yeah.
I haven't had a boss in so long. I wouldn't even know how to go to corporate America. Like, excuse me? What? No way. No.
No.
I don't know
just
how to
get
follow the
angry.
rules anymore. Yeah.
I'm probably going to be letting my paramedic cert drop because I haven't worked in almost a year as a paramedic. And I can't, and if I don't work, I can't keep my license. I have to work for somebody to keep my
Um,
license. So it's probably going to go away. I won't be working anymore for corporate.
You have to kind of like hang your license somewhere. Like,
No,
yeah.
no, my license, it's not like a nurse where the nurses can pay their money in every year or every 2 years, whatever it is, and keep their license. Whereas paramedic has to work for somebody. Their license has to be carried by the doctor.
Gotcha.
So it's weird.
Well, we've got some questions coming in the chat. I know we have some things that we're going to discuss, but should we answer some of these questions? Alice wants to know if there are any predictions for March via the sessions. Guys, heard anything? What do you think? What's going down in March?
Not as I haven't got any predictions for March at all, but I mean all the sessions keep saying that the huge event is coming, whenever that
Soon.
is or what that is, and it's always
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Never any date. Soon. Big awakening, light coming in, Kaz's session, the emotional explosion.
Someone's
Yeah.
higher self recently started laughing, and then we all started laughing because we tried asking when like more is going to unveil, and the higher self started laughing, and then we did because they weren't going to give us a date. They're like, come on, you guys, like stop asking soon. And I'm like, yeah, but we know what your soon is. That could mean a year from now, that could be 5 years from now.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like a running joke at this point. Soon. Anybody else?
I feel like I've heard a few things, but I've just heard that through other people that have put sort of a focus on the March. But I feel like that happens every year, honestly. I feel like every year
Yeah.
around, what is it, the equinox? Is that's in March.
Yeah.
I feel like the energy's always sort of ramping up at that time. So, you hear everybody talking about the March equinox.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. To me, it's just a wait and see. It's like just have to wait and see what's going to
I
unfold.
have a feeling it's going to like slowly happen like it is now, and then all of a sudden just something really big that's going to rattle everybody. And that's kind of how I feel. But at the same time, I'm taking that with a grain of salt too, because I feel like we're going to kind of be taken off guard, even though that we feel like we're preparing. That I think we're not really supposed to know when. I don't know.
No. And I feel these energies are here for the next couple of years. That's what I keep being told. So maybe it's just going to develop over the next couple of years. I don't know. Or maybe it'll be one thing and then it will calm down and then another thing and then.
Kind of how it's been. Yeah.
There's been a lot happening over the last couple months. I feel like when 2023 kicked in, I don't know, it's like it's go time. It's like things are about to start really happening.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of giving me some anxiety sometimes. Like last night in the car, I was listening to one of your sessions. I can't remember, Heather. Or no, it was your chat with Kim.
Yeah.
And I started getting like this anxiety, and I had to turn it off because I was like, okay, too much. All right.
That was a big, intense session. I think she and I are still recovering from that one. So
Me too. Me too.
we need a beach vacation after that. Go soak up some sun and
A
some
vacation
sand.
planet. Yes.
Hey,
This is the vacation planet.
It feels kind of like a prison planet to me.
Right now it does, but everyone keeps saying vacation planet.
I don't know
Just-
about that.
just get your ass to Tennessee and we can all sleep in the teepee.
No,
Stay in the
Really
teepee.
have a
Does not
teepee?
sound fun.
Heather
to
and I are
me.
glamping.
We're glamping,
Yeah.
please.
Is there an air mattress at least?
Oh, come on.
Mm-mm.
I
We're
agree.
not
I agree
peeing in
with
it.
you. I have a hard time sleeping on the ground. That's rough. That's rough
Yeah.
on the body.
I'm
So
too old
let's
for that.
answer that question there from Born Chiosmo.
Yeah.
Is that
Osborne. Yeah.
in the video, in my video, AI is mentioned. Can you explain what that means and how can it have a consciousness? I think what they mean is how can AI have a consciousness? AI is artificial intelligence, if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure, but so the AI has a consciousness too. I mean, we talk to them all the time, ask what they're doing here, what's going on, how'd they get here? But they don't belong in this universe because this is an organic universe and they don't belong here. So I usually I get the angels to take and shuffle them where they need to go because I don't know where they need to go, but they don't belong here in this universe.
Yeah.
They have their own AI universe and they're not too happy about being there either.
Mm-mm.
So
They all got duped.
yeah, and I think that because I usually ask the angels to give me a message on or give them an image of where they're going to be sent, and they showed them and they go, I don't want to go back there, I don't want to go back there, and then I go, well, let's ask the angels to send you where you should go, and they actually showed them it was beautiful sunny place, and that's where they went to. So there was a different place for them to go to, not their place where they were created.
Mhm.
That's relieving.
I don't know
There's
where
a
that's
session.
at.
There's
I
a
think
session
it's
up on my YouTube that she was just covered with AI, and we started like kind of bringing the AI into the light because it said it was a hybrid of a consciousness and a machine. And so we thought maybe if we put the light of truth on it, that it could start remembering who it was.
Mhm.
And it gave all this information of how like the AI took over their universe and how there's no light left. So they came here because they needed the light to survive. And there's some really interesting information in there. It was with a fellow practitioner and we were swapping. If anybody wants to listen to that, it's a good one.
oh, that's amazing.
Kind of
Is
sad.
it on your channel?
Hmm.
Okay.
I forgot what
And
it's called, but there aren't a lot on there. So you'll notice that it's like something AI. So
I've got your channel linked below if anybody wants to go check that session out.
And we always want to check to make sure that there's not an organic consciousness, like a hybrid too. So we get
Mhm.
that separated as well. So we're doing that to further answer the question there. I'm not sure if I did or not, but
Yeah, it
I've
can be
never come
organic.
I've
inorganic.
never come across an AI with a consciousness.
haven't you really?
No.
Huh.
there's a lot.
We asked about that in my session with Tony, and they explained it. I can't remember exactly what was said, but they talked about there can be organic and inorganic consciousness together in one, and you can separate the organic consciousness from the artificial and handle the artificial, transmute that energy, and then handle the consciousness like we would a regular entity or earthbound.
That must have been where I learned that from. I listen to
Oh.
so many sessions. I have no idea like what. I just kind of
Yeah.
write stuff down. I'm like, okay, that's good. I'm gonna remember that one. Okay.
And most of the hybrids like that there's an organic consciousness with the artificial, they are mostly like child consciousness because of the shit that they're doing to kids. So
I've been
which is
finding
upsetting.
I've been finding that with black magic too. They're little kids.
Uh,
And you think they're like a dark energy at first, a dark entity.
Mhm.
And then once you get them in the light, they're a little kid and they say that they were like stolen or that they were like captured, and they're not actually a demon. They were kind of like caught in this in between space. It's really messed up.
I've had that a lot with adult souls, that as soon as they transition traumatically. They don't know what to do. They're met with a dark entity
Mm-hmm.
that tells them that this is what you got to do in order to see your family, or they give them all kinds of promises, and then they actually turn to the dark. So they start off as like, we're dealing with a demon, but then when I have the angels show them where they're going to be going once they detach, they're showed their family and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, this is a lost
Yeah,
soul here now that just
Mm.
got turned.
yeah.
Wow.
They're so happy to see their family. They thought they never would.
T-Bird. T-Bird asked, he says, or she, I'm not sure. I had a dream last night and saw AI in my brain. Was not scary, but concerning. Can I remove this or do I need assistance? What I would say to that is you can work on removing that yourself. I would say to get into a nice meditative state. And call upon your guidance team, whoever you feel that is. Wrap yourself in light, and then ask your guides, your angels, whoever you're connected to assist you. You can call upon Archangel Michael too. He's really good at that. If you feel drawn to that, if you feel comfortable, or even Metatron. I know Metatron is also AI, and just have them focus on that area wherever you're having that, and they can help you get it out. Or you can just focus the light. You can bring in pure white source light and just focus it with the intention of clearing that technology. You guys have anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I always just like to envision it dissolving within the light, and you can send that down into the earth or send it back to the light to be transmuted. But just know that your intention is everything. So like Heather said, go into a meditative state and just imagine that dissolving away. Or actually, you know what? There's no right and wrong in any of this. So whatever your subconscious mind suggests that you do,
Yeah,
that's all good. Yeah.
absolutely.
And then you can book a session to make sure we clear out any blind spots that you didn't see, and be perfect.
So we were going to talk about cycles. That is what we called this Tuesday Talks. And I know when I connected with Amanda for this chat, you are seeing a lot of cycles of ancestral trauma and breaking those cycles back through entire generations or lineages of families. So you want to share a little bit about some of your sessions and what you're seeing?
Sure. Well, one really cool thing that I've been noticing the past few months is one by one, entire families are coming to get cleared. It usually
Nice.
starts with like the mom or the daughter, and then they kind of, next person gets to listen to the session and they start feeling so good. Everybody starts. And then what ends up happening with that is we really start getting deep into like these ancestral traumas and karmic cycles. But I think I see that. I think we probably all see that anyway, because if you're probably looking to have a session, you're probably the cycle breaker in your family
Mm.
as it is. And so I don't know about y'all, but when I'm going through the pre-chats and the paperwork, sometimes we even go far back with a little bit that they might know about their lineage and kind of see if there are any patterns that we're seeing, whether, maybe not go too far back, but whatever they know. And then is that kind of transferring over? A lot of times when I'm starting to notice that there are some of these cycles or patterns repeating through the bloodline, um, I'm like, okay, there's probably going to be some sort of black magic, um, or they're going to see a life today that relates to this, something that they need to release. Um, certain things, like, for instance, an example would be someone had what we thought was an entity, and it ended up being a ball of black magic that was attached to a witch from like a long time ago. It might have even been another realm. And it went from like person to person in the family. So the next person that was
Yeah.
born, it transferred over in the womb. And when we were able to release it and end up back in the garden, like their whole family was there waiting and like, thank you, finally.
Oh, wow.
And like just loving on them and so excited. Like they were having a party. And I kind of see that a lot. And it's so encouraging that I think in order for us to move forward to this next phase and raise the frequency, we really do have to end a lot of these cycles and release a lot
Yeah.
of this linear past. And it's just all coming off. Everyone's just shedding it in layers. And it's been exciting to be a part of, myself included. I was even part of that as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've seen, oh, I'm sorry, Kaz.
No,
did you
no,
wanna go?
no. I was just going to
Oh.
say that I think that's part of the reason we're here now, isn't it? To end these shitty cycles.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of the same things like you're talking about, Amanda. I had one where it was a chain that was connected between her and all the way back, and it was attached to a demonic entity that in a
Oh.
lifetime, a long time ago, there were some agreements made with said entity that allowed it to follow through all of these generations. And we had to really work to break this chain because it was a strong chain that was binding them together. But that was really interesting.
Yeah.
That's a recurring thing for me. Chains, cuffs, shackles. It's always like metallic.
Ropes sometimes too, like black ropes of magic. Do y'all see that?
I've not seen that.
I don't think
No.
I've seen that one either.
I get a lot of magic. Maybe it's like my past life karma. I don't know. But
I do too, but it's usually like balls and chains and metal. Yeah, lots of metal
Yeah.
involved.
I didn't realize until I started doing this work that black magic was such a thing that it, you associate that with like, I don't know, medieval times or
Harry Potter.
right?
Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember one of my first sessions when I was just getting started. I worked with just a lovely fella in India, and some really dark black magic had been put onto his family, and their car had flipped off of the road. Of course, when he came in, he was asking about it, didn't know what had happened. There was nothing that would have caused it. There was nothing in the road, nothing happened to the car. Something caused this car to flip. And when we got into the session, it was black magic that was from other family members that had sort of a vendetta or just, I don't know. But when I talked to him after, he said, this is a thing where I'm at. I didn't realize it, but in that culture, there are a lot of people, maybe, I don't know how many, but
any
that
culture
practice
though.
that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
covens, and it's real. It's a real thing.
Mhm. Yeah. I had no
Blows me
idea how
away.
real and prevalent it was, though. It was kind of totally mind blowing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
I had a
and
session with you once, Tony, didn't I? And I had this like wizard type guy like holding my shoulder or my neck, or he looked like Doctor Strange.
and then when we threw him off, you saw the wizard going back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like Doctor Strange, and now I can't watch the Doctor Strange movies.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Well, we're such powerful creator beings. I mean, coming across thought form entities in the form of black magic that's been
Yeah.
placed on somebody, and not that maybe that person was intending for that to happen, but it just, our words are so powerful that they actually
Mhm.
created that thought form entity, and that was their job. That's where they were created. They still have the spark of source, and they're still an entity, and they were created by a creator. And so we just, shuffle them off to the light where they're supposed to go. That's just the only thing they knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of speaking ill will on somebody, sent
Yeah.
it that way.
or like a hatred even, or like a
Yeah.
pain and repetitive thoughts. And it can,
Yeah.
yeah, you're not, sometimes it's totally not intentional. That, I guess that's probably what the evil eye would be called, right?
Mhm.
When you have a lot of people just
Like psychic
staring venom at
attacks.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a session the other day that they told her, it was actually Michael who was speaking with her in that session. And he said, you need to work on cutting cords more regularly. And it's cords of people who are thinking negative thoughts about you. So it wasn't anything that they were projecting onto her, but it was when they think about her in a negative way, it creates a cord. And he said, you need to make that a regular practice of cutting those cords. I can help you with that if you need to. But we don't even think about that somebody could be thinking about you in a negative way and they're creating an attachment to you.
Yeah.
And the best thing is not to get angry and upset. It's to just send love back. Really. It really
Yeah.
is, because they
That
hate
is
that.
like the biggest test of my life. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I know, but when you
The
can
old
master
me would have
that,
been like, ooh, I know. I'm like, why did I choose this new path? I just want to fight them back sometimes.
Yeah.
So, well, with black magic and cutting cords and stuff like that too, I make sure to mention that we're sending healing energy back to whoever sent it. 'Cause
Mm.
you don't want to send it back to them, because then it comes back
Mm-mm.
tenfold. That's karma on my end that I don't want. So
Yeah.
we're sending only healing back, and I have healing trace back that cord that we just cut to provide healing to whoever is, had attached that cord. So I think that's really important for us to do, is sending healing both ways.
I've
Yeah.
just been transmuting it, not entering into any interaction and not accidentally creating another contract or any sort of extra karma, bringing in like the violet flame and dissolving these tentacles or cords or whatever it is, these clouds, seeing a lot of clouds or fog, like above the crown and below the feet, and just transmuting it. And I even started doing a violet flame bubble around the aura.
Nice.
So anything else, in case more stuff is sent their way, it just, as soon as it touches, it transmutes. Nothing bounces off, nothing sent back. It just dissolves and is transmuted into other energy, because apparently it's very energetically taxing to the person who is sending that dark stuff. So my hope is, if they keep sending it and they get really, really tired, maybe they'll stop. you know? So, but I do like the idea of sending like healing and love. Just sometimes I don't exactly know where it's going, and I don't want there to be any more connection, if that makes sense. And I would say probably like 75% of my clients have some sort of black magic on them.
Wow.
Maybe even more. Maybe even more.
That's a
That
lot.
must be your specialty.
Hey,
I really thought I was going to work with animals, and we've started
They're like,
pulling
no,
animals
girl.
in, but yeah,
No, girl, you
the
going for the black
demons,
magic.
the demons and the magic. I'm
You
tired.
got some work to do.
Yeah.
no, just shoot those love arrows everywhere. It doesn't matter where they land. It's just just shoot them everywhere. It don't matter.
I keep
Rebecca
forgetting to
says,
do that, like out in public.
Oh, you do?
I heard you say that one time. I'm like, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna try that. And I think I did it once. It felt real good. But
Changes
then
done it a
everything.
few times, but I don't
God.
know if it works when I do it, because maybe my thoughts aren't always as nice. I'm like, Rebecca
Try to
says,
take
this
them
is
out
why
with that arrow.
this is why we need to be aware of our conscious thoughts. The patterns, programs are buried in the subconscious, and until we become conscious of them, we are likely mostly unaware of it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And let's see.
That's Scott there.
Scott says, I'm an experiencer of multiple NDEs. Wow, Scott, we're fascinated with NDEs DEs because they connect so much with the past life work that we do in the sessions. The first from before I was 1 and another at 17. I lost all memories from before I was 17. Could there be family ancestral trauma causing this memory loss?
Mm.
Let me think about that for a second.
Causing the memory loss.
Infinite possibilities with anything. I guess we
It's
wouldn't
so
even
hard to tell. Yeah.
we wouldn't even know until we actually got in on a session maybe and found out if there was a suppressed memory or something
That sounds
because
like
of
a very
trauma.
interesting session.
I'd be
Yeah.
curious to know if there was dreaming going on there, if there was anything coming through in the dreams. I know a lot of my clients recently have been, it seems that we're working through traumas in our sleep. That seems to be the theme for me the past sort of few months. I don't know if you guys have had the same, but our dreams right now are super important.
I had a lot of people contact me that they're having like endless nightmares, even like if they nap, nightmares, just like the past couple
Really?
weeks. Like
Wow.
they're fighting in another realm or something, like some, yeah, like light versus dark, and like stuff's just going down. Yeah.
I do have those dreams too, but I do I think there's a lot going on in our sleep right now.
Yeah.
And I keep meaning to make a journal and I just haven't done it yet.
I can't keep a journal because as soon as I wake up, I forgot what it was. Even to record it, I couldn't even record it because as soon as I'm up to find it, then it's gone. Not remembering this stuff.
Or it like wakes me up and then I'm up for the rest of the night. And yeah.
My dreams are always about people in my life. Like it just seems like I have those types of dreams all the time. And I just think, what are we trying to work out? What can we not get worked out that we keep ending up in these dreams? Like there's something there.
But is that past life dreams you're having, or do you feel like it's
No,
this lifetime?
they're just odd. I don't feel like they're any lifetime. They're odd. They don't make any sense. But there's certain people that I'm always having dreams with, recurrent dreams. But there's nothing in them that would make me say this is why. It's really strange.
You know, they're just hanging out in the ether, maybe.
Yes, maybe.
Just hanging out. Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
I think sometimes our human mind can't wrap around the concept of dreams too. So it plugs in and fills in the gaps where it wouldn't understand with like people or things that you do know. That's why they don't make sense. Because we're plugged in with the stuff that we know in this lifetime, this human mind. That's the only thing it can comprehend. So it plugs in and tries to fill in the gaps, which makes it confusing as hell because it doesn't make any sense.
Right. Like images that might be familiar because we don't really recognize what it is that we're seeing.
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So maybe me saying that didn't even make sense either.
No, it makes sense. Well, it's kind of like when you're under hypnosis and sometimes they just have to send you what you're familiar with, what you know, but sometimes you're like, what? Like you were saying, it looked like Doctor Strange. Like maybe that was just the closest reference that you had to what that entity kind of looked like, or
that's how it was showing itself. Yeah,
because it was familiar. But then you're like, oh, can't watch that anymore.
I totally agree, but then at the same time I'm like, they do put weird stuff in these movies, don't they? They do like to show us what they're doing. Who knows?
Well, I think most of us have cut our imagination off so much that we, like, to give you an example, back when I first started doing this, I did a self past life regression on myself, and my imagination was so cut down that the past life I saw was movie clips out of a movie, because that's the only thing that I could comprehend.
Wow.
And so the past life was a movie of a famous person, but that's all I could comprehend was seeing those movie clips, because my imagination was so bad that I couldn't, even imagine that myself. So they had to show me movie clips. So it
Interesting.
Mm.
was weird.
Yeah, it's weird, Tony.
It's all weird.
Oh, we know I'm weird. I mean, look at me.
Good.
So-
So Scott doesn't have any memorable dreams. Sorry, I'm fascinated by
No, go for it.
your story, Scott. I'd love to know more.
He does or doesn't have
He
memorable
doesn't.
dreams?
No.
None whatsoever.
No.
Hmm.
Wow.
Like, I wonder if it's their whole life or if they're in.
From 17
know-
till 50.
Oh, that's definitely a chunk of your life, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and he is the one that asking about the lost memories from 1 to 17. You know, there's so many things that could happen from. You know, it could have been from trauma that you, what's that called, Kaz? Where you
Well,
you put up the wall, or it's called something to block out those memories.
Repressed memories?
Repressed memories, yeah. And
Was there a more technical term for that?
I was thinking that there was, but it doesn't
Hmm.
matter.
I don't know. He's putting me on the spot. I'm like, what?
What are you talking
Huh.
about? But there's infinite possibilities of what has caused that memory loss.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I have some ideas, but I wouldn't want to say it.
Yeah.
We're all like, just come have
Thinking.
a session. Let's find out. Everyone's thinking about it.
Deep. Oh, Alice, I know. She lost her pet recently. I've been saying I don't give permission for any attachments to jump on me. There you go. Set your intentions, wrap yourself in light. Nope, nope, nope. I do not consent.
So maybe we ought to talk about the protections to keep, guard against the black magic and all this stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
Or
How
maybe
do you guard
even
against that?
After that, could we talk about symptoms maybe? Like
Yeah.
symptoms that I've noticed?
Well, you go ahead and talk about
Yeah,
symptoms
do
now.
that.
We'll do
Yeah.
that.
Some of the things I've noticed that are very common and they kind of like are red flags now are it's like a domino effect of bad things happening in a very short period of time for someone.
Mhm.
Another symptom would be this sudden onset of this brain fog, or like you turn into Eeyore and there's just like this dark cloud hovering around you constantly. Sudden nightmares, whether you're napping, whether you're falling asleep, especially if you don't normally remember your dreams, and it's just like constant nightmares every time you close your eyes. Another one would be like the sudden urge to, out of nowhere, just like binge drink. Attacks from other people, and some of these kind of sound like they could be demonic as well, but these are like quicker and they don't last as long because it's like the magic kind of wears off. So it'll just be like a short period of time, but you still want to like go in and cut the cords, dissolve the clouds, because they can later, once they've got their strength, they'll come back in and like hit it again with, I don't know, energy maybe. What is another one? Sudden like ankle, foot, knee pain. 'cause
I
when
was
they
going to
put
say
shackles,
legs. Yeah.
ropes, yeah. Or like with those shackles and cuffs and everything that you were talking about, Kaz.
Yeah.
So they'll get like the foot, ankle, knee pain, and then like something will happen where it's like all of a sudden out of nowhere, they can't move forward in life. It's like
Mhm.
every time they go to take a step forward, they take 2-3 steps back, like the
Yeah.
Paul Abdul song. And
That's
it's
a
like
good
they
sound.
can't get forward. They they lost their job, all of a sudden now they can't get a new one, but they're really great at their job and have like an incredible resume, but nobody will hire them. It's like all these things will happen at the same time to where you literally feel like you're spinning,
Mhm.
and it's hard to keep your head above water. And they do that because then they can get in just like the entities, and they will start sending demons, stuff like that. But that first stage is usually the black magic, the clouds, the chains, the cords, like all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
And when you go back, Amanda, do you find that this originates from another family member? This is what I found. Or if you trace it back, the black magic, it goes back to another family member. are we talking about?
If it's ancestral, yeah, it'll
But
be
that's pretty
like a
much
family
every single
curse
one of mine.
almost.
Yeah, family
Oh,
curses. Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Yeah,
I've had that a few times lately, yeah,
yeah.
in the family.
So it's like everyone is just waiting and hoping and wishing and praying that somebody finally wises up and figures out what that is. And I almost think part of it too is because we are such powerful manifestors that if your family starts talking of this family curse, that you're just perpetuating the cycle with your words and your
Mm.
beliefs. And that keeps it going longer than it maybe even should go. But it takes just one person to break that cycle. And then
Mm,
maybe a lot of releasement and a lot of healing, because there's usually like a lot of trauma and accidents and tragedies that go along with these over the generations, that it's usually like a really big release in the session that they go through as they're releasing that black magic. I don't know what you
yeah.
guys have experienced with that, but it's usually like, whew, massive.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's really powerful, isn't it? But again, I think we're at the end of lots of different cycles, aren't we? Just astrologically and all these things going on that brings us to the end of cycles. I don't know a lot about the Kali Yuga, but we're meant to be at the end of that, which is a huge cycle. There's so many cycles just coming to an end, and I feel like we're just tying up all the loose ends, you
Mm.
know?
And they said in the session that you and I just had that this 26,000 year cycle, they said we're ending it sooner. Wasn't that
I
in yours,
know.
Oh,
Kaz?
Did I say that?
Or did we say it in Kim's?
it
I
was
don't
Kim's.
remember.
That
Was
It
it
was
Kim's?
Kim's.
I think it
Okay,
was
never
Kim's.
mind. Your two sessions are right back to back, and we were talking about a lot of dark things. So, that's right. In her sessions, 26,000 year cycle was coming to an end as we're going through this shift, but they were saying that it's ending a little sooner. Sounded like
Right. Yes,
we're
she did say
done.
that.
Let's
Yeah.
Oh,
close
like
it out and be
they
done.
had to push it up or something, right?
Yep, something
Yeah.
like that.
That's
So,
how
Well,
it
even
feels
science
to
backs
me.
that up too. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead,
interesting.
Amanda. Yeah.
Oh no, that was it. Sorry, I come from a big family. We all talk over each other, so
That's
I don't
right.
mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
So Scott just put in the
Good.
chat again, in the last 2 years, I also lost memories I had from 17 to 30. I don't feel like I know the people in my life because I can't remember these people, essentially family. I feel like an orphan. And, I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm about to do a session with someone who had a near-death experience and has just recently found out that he is a walk-in soul.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
I didn't
So,
want to say
and when I spoke with him, because we spoke on the phone, and he said after that experience, everything about him has changed. His relationship with his wife completely changed. His relationship with his family, because he had the memories, but everything is just different. And I'm not saying, Scott, that is what's going on with you, but that's what it's sparking in me, that
Mhm.
it's possible, because we do see that the souls sometimes change places, and one can come in during a near-death experience.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just a possibility.
Yeah, or even different aspects of you can be brought in.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot to it, really, isn't there?
it's complicated. Yeah,
Mm.
or complex, maybe.
Complex and
Complex.
infinite possibilities. Amy up there was asking about the generational black magic. Do we have to figure out who cast it in order to fix it? No, we don't. We're breaking cycles. We can just end it and transmute it.
Shut it
And
down.
just shut it down right now.
Yes.
I like to just heal the whole family line, though. I just like to do that.
Mhm.
And I do it in a couple of different ways.
Ooh, like what?
I like to imagine like the tree of life, and that's your ancestral tree, and you can just bring white light down through the tree and send all that dark magic down through the roots into the earth. And I had a
Mm.
session recently with a lovely client who is also a practitioner, who suggested that you imagine the timeline of the family in a linear fashion, and you can take a portal that just kind of sucks all the black magic away as you move it down the line.
Hmm.
That's nice. I've done something similar, just where I have them visualize or imagine all of those different generations of their family, like lined up. And then we just send that white light through the heart and allow it to connect with each person, just visualizing that, and then using a process of draining out the energy and filling them with light, taking it back and back and back as far as we can go.
Mm.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can do this work, isn't there?
You-
Endless
it-
possibilities.
But
and
the
it-
thing
and
is, there just is no right or wrong. There really
No.
isn't.
There's not.
and it can change on each session. I mean, you might do one thing one way one session, and then a completely different way because it flows better to do it this way in the next session.
And I love
Yeah.
to hear how the clients, I always ask my client, how should we do this work today? And I love to hear their suggestions on how we should do it. It's like my
Yeah.
favorite bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So I'm
like
like, wow.
to give them the option of doing it themselves too, to take their power back.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Like, do you want to cut that cord? Or would you like us to help you? Or like old contracts, do you want to throw that in the fire? Or should we
Mhm.
do that for you? And they're usually like, I want to throw it in the fire. And I'm like, yes.
I totally
And it's like
agree.
you can just feel them stepping back into their power, and there's just like this switch. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Because we don't need anyone to save us, right?
exactly.
No.
We can do it
I wrote
ourselves.
I wrote a sovereignty, not a script, but just a little when we're dealing with some really tough dark entities. I wrote just a little script that I have them read back, or not. I read it and they repeat it back, but they're directing it towards that dark entity, and they're taking back their power, and they're taking back that they don't consent, and they are taking whatever it is off of them. And it's really powerful. I've really enjoyed using it with some of the tougher things that are argumentative as to they're not leaving. And I'm thinking, oh, yes, you are. It is time for you to go. So pack your
Have
bags.
have you guys ever had, this has only happened once, but it was pretty recent, and I was like kind of shocked, and not much shocks me anymore. But the demon was still talking mad nonsense when they were already in the light, like leaving, like floating away, still talking. Like, I'm coming back to get you. And so I was like, what? Have you guys have you guys
Just
experienced
like
that?
waving.
That sounds like my kind of session. Perfect.
I was like, you decided this is where you wanted to go. Like, why are you still? I've never experienced that, like, but one time,
Mm.
just like
He
sassy,
changed his mind. Like he got off there and he was like, wait a minute.
coming for you. Okay.
I've had fallen angels that I've rescued that have said, I'm coming back to help. As soon as I get healed, I'm coming back. I'm like, perfect, let's go.
Nice.
But not the demon shouting after he's gone.
We can use them. We can use
So
them.
Scott said the thought of walk-ins came to me about a year ago. It's a possibility. It really
Huh.
is. Yep.
Mm.
And
So
it's not
curious.
necessarily a bad thing either,
No.
because it just could be a higher fractal of your soul already too, as well, that you're gonna take it this far, and then I'm gonna walk in on this NDE and take it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of really interesting sessions with walk-ins. So interesting. But I've also had other sessions where someone's had a traumatic event and different fractals of themselves have come in, and they also feel different and don't recognize people. So I think there's a fine line between the two, and it would be hard to give you a direct
know.
answer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Should we
So
talk
fascinating.
a bit about protection? I
Oh
mean,
yes.
when I say a bit, we could probably talk for a while.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amanda, what do you do? Because you had some interesting things you were talking to us about. So
Yes.
what are your
Protection
favorites?
is like a really big part of just not only my daily routine, but also the session. I actually do protection in 2 parts right before I take them a little bit deeper as well, so they can finally know and visualize everybody standing around them, like the whole team of light gathered around us, helping us raise the frequency. But I have it written down because I always forget. I do I kind of brought in some things from like angelic healing with the 4 pillars of light and then the angels of the 4 directions. So in the north is Uriel, the south is Michael, the east is Raphael, and the west is Gabriel. And so you visualize these golden white pillars of light in the north, south, west, and east. And then anchoring in each pillar is that angel. And then over those 4 columns of light is a golden grid. And I visualize like an electric blue frequency in between the spaces of that golden grid. And I visualize that as like the blue ray of like the army of Archangel Michael. And that nothing is getting through that sucker. And those columns of light are connecting down into Gaia and they are shooting up to source. And those will stay for a while. I'll do those like with land clearings. It's not really something that's mobile, so I wouldn't like do it maybe driving in the car, but over your house. And I even notice as soon as I get home, it's like I feel good because it's so protected and locked down, you know. But that's probably my favorite thing and the thing that I've been sharing with my clients recently for them to do at home because it's always their number one question, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Like that. I'm gonna have to try
Yeah.
that one.
The biggest thing is it's so simple. Whatever you want to intend, or however you want to intend it, whatever it is, whether it's spheres, circles, pyramids, whatever you intend to protect you, it will be done. Your intentions are powerful, so it can be anything.
It's just having an awareness, isn't it? I think, that's what I've in these sessions, even when we are working with the entities, they get in there and get attached to us because we don't have an awareness of the field of energy around us and how that can strengthen or weaken. So just having an awareness that these things are in your environment, these things can become attached, they can be in your home, but just learning some good, easy techniques to clear your space and keep your energy field, nice and safe and protected. That's all you really need.
I had something recently which I really loved. It was about the power hour. Do you know what the power hour is?
Is that like happy hour?
Yeah, it's like
Ghost?
It's like happy hour.
I
for
know what that one is.
energetic protection.
oh,
So
What do
the
you do?
first
No.
half hour of your day and the last half hour before you go to bed, that's your power
Oh.
hour in your day. And whatever you focus on in the half hour in the morning and half hour in the evening is really your, don't want to use religion, but you know what I mean? That's your, I'm lost for words. Anyway, ritual. Yeah. Does that
Maybe?
work?
I don't know. I don't know.
So if you're watching TV or playing video games right until you go to bed, that's not good, right? It should be about reading or meditating or sitting with your crystals, having a nice salt bath or exercising, something nurturing for your body. And I really loved that. I just thought that was great, the power hour. So think
like that.
about your power hour. What are you doing with your half hour in the morning and half hour before bed? It's like the most important time of your day.
My morning hour is good. My evening hour may need a little work.
I'm great at night. In the morning, it's like pulling teeth, getting me out of bed and doing like just one more hour.
But you could do it in bed.
you could do it in your
Yeah.
bed.
I just read an article to touch on what you said, Kaz, last night while falling asleep, that the last image that we see right before we fall asleep is stored into our subconscious.
Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, I'll try to find the article. Sometimes I fall asleep while I'm reading and then the phone
Yeah.
calls and I don't see it till the morning. But I was reading all sorts of stuff on how we store information like that and how we like scientific evidence of how um, trauma and memories are transferred down our offspring. And that was something that somehow came up during all of that, which is interesting because you just brought that up now.
Oh, yeah.
The power hour.
I'd love to read that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I've just got a list, actually. I was making a list today because I wanted to do a little video at some point for my channel on protecting your energy. And I've got a list here that says combine nature, cleansing, gratitude, meditation, protection bubbles, sound, movement, words, thoughts, and breath work.
And Alice just said breath work.
Nature is such a great way to get rid of the negative energy. I mean, it's just you can, the high frequency of nature.
And I don't think you should have
That
to do
energy
it
down.
all. You just have to combine your favorite things, right? And make your own little ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said.
Whatever feels good. Because that's
Yeah.
part of the whole thing too, whatever feels good, because your frequency is really the only thing that truly matters. Because if you got that, you're good. So I think enjoying the whole process is probably part of it too. If you don't
And
like
not
it.
feeling forced. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I feel like I'm spinning out of control, just going out barefoot in the grass just settles it right out. And or breath work, if I'd come across a crazy scene or something as a medic, that those deep breaths, those 3 deep breaths, just to settle you in, take a step back, those three deep breaths just calms everything down as well. So breath work and grounding is so important.
What
Definitely.
does Rebecca say? 21 days to make it a habit. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, you do. Yeah. It retrains your
that.
brain in 21 days, doesn't it?
So
yeah.
I don't know if I've ever done anything consistently for 21 days, like without forgetting or messing up time. I try though. I try really hard.
Huh.
More by like the fly by the seat of your pants kind of girl.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
Just being in the flow and whatever works.
Yeah. A lot of people have been asking lately too about how do they know like what YouTube videos are good, or like, if they're trying to listen to certain frequency of music and they're playing a video and they're like, oh, so I'm worried, like, is this maybe something can open a portal in? Because I've had sessions that I've shared about that, of portals being opened like through movies or Netflix or YouTube videos. And I'm just like, just listen to your body. Your physical body will communicate with you if you pay attention. If it is not right, you will feel it somewhere. You'll feel it in your head, you'll feel it in your stomach. Like something will just feel off, and then just turn it off. And if you're really that worried about it, call in Michael or whoever it is that you work with to come quickly clear your energy. And it's usually too quick for anything to attach anyway, in my opinion. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but
I
listen to your
don't know.
body.
I just feel like we've got ourselves into a position where there's a lot of paranoia about everything too,
Yeah.
And I don't think we need to be so paranoid about everything. I think we can chill out a bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel
Turn
like,
it off.
yeah, I don't think about it or worry about it unless like you said, it feels really heavy. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think we're just overthinking, or?
I think I think yes, but then I also, will have a client come in that's covered in everything and being attacked. And sometimes I look and go, what is the difference between this one client who is dealing with all of this stuff and has all of these attachments, and then another person that just has nothing going on, and is not experiencing any of it.
No, but I
So
mean
I do.
through like movies and music,
Oh,
particularly.
I was just wondering, like, if, what is it that makes one person more affected by those things than another?
I don't know. I have found like a lot of AI. If somebody tells me that they used to be really into like the truther movement, there's usually a lot of AI on them. But they probably were at such a low frequency because I noticed when I've watched stuff like that, I kind of spiral and it makes me like paranoid or nervous
Mhm.
or depressed. And so it kind of opens you up to begin with. I don't know, maybe people with a bleeding heart too. A lot of people that accidentally make those heart connections to a lot of different people. I'm not really
Yeah.
sure.
It
What have
came
you?
through in a session just recently. If you're going to watch the heavier content, if there's something that you want to watch, but it's a little on the heavier side, make sure to do a nice clearing of your energy and do a protection, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then watch it instead of going in with a lower frequency. I can't remember what session that came through, but that was just the higher self suggestion. Just clear your
It was pretty
energy before you pick
recently.
up a phone. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard that recently in one of your things.
Did I post it? I'm not sure if I posted that one or not.
I've heard you could just, put before I watch like stuff that I know is going to be dark or heavy and I just know, but I want to watch it because I kind of like to stay in the know or ahead of the curve, I guess. I will just put a little bubble around my device. And
Or I do not consent.
yeah,
Do not consent.
yep,
Nope, nope, nope.
yep.
Not happening today. Thank you.
Not today, Satan.
Well,
Oh,
it's called trust your gut for a reason, because if it makes you feel icky and sticky, don't watch it. I mean, that's your discernment. That's your intuition telling you right
Yeah,
there that it's not what you need to see right now.
like
So
a
if it,
punch in the gut or you need a
right,
shower or something. Yeah.
right, yeah, it's not what you need to see right now. Or even the frequency of someone, speaking or talking, it actually hurts my ears or whatever. I'm like, ooh, I don't need to be listening to that.
Mm.
Shut it off, because
Yeah,
the
your body
frequency,
tells you. Yeah.
your body says, that's, you don't need to be listening to that. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, even stuff Heather and Kaz send me, I'm like, I don't want to hear that right
What do you
Shut
mean?
up.
now. I'm just kidding.
Dang.
You're gonna get bombarded by some videos coming up.
Get spammed.
Link them all for you.
Oh, yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my problem, but it's good because it's mostly filled with animals and the fainting goats and capybaras lately are all
Well,
over
I'm
my feed.
obsessed.
Yes.
I
Wow.
want a swimming pool with one or two of those, and
Oh, I'm
I will go
down.
pick it up in Brazil if I have to.
Yep. Let's
Yes.
get a few. We'll bring
They're
them
so
back.
cute.
They're adorable.
Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, I've just been laughing as we're watching all the craziness that's happening around the world. There's also been what I'm just calling it glitches in the matrix, because how else do you explain them? Those are the videos that I'm usually sending these to. Have you seen this? It's
Yeah.
like a bird suspended in the air and it's not moving, and people are walking around taking pictures. And then there'll be 2 or 3 other videos of birds in different places doing the same thing. And I'm like, what's causing that? What's
Mm.
I don't
happening?
know. What I want to know is how are they catching it on camera? And
Right?
then, yeah.
Cass, didn't you say you've seen that before?
I
Did you say
don't think
that?
so. No, I haven't seen any. I have had some like weird Mandela effects, glitchy things. I'm going to save for our next Tuesday talks. But I haven't seen any birds hovering in the air or
Nothing
anything.
weird. I thought that was you that
No.
said that. Somebody said that to me, that they've seen something like that recently or in the past.
I kind of want to though.
Yeah.
And I
I
would
have
run in and get my phone for sure.
I have one story, and I'm kicking myself now for not having recorded it or taken a picture. I think I told you guys about it, but I was sitting in the parking lot of Target getting ready to go in, and I looked up in the air, and it was an overcast day. So it wasn't like super cloudy, but just when you have that, line of clouds where you can't see the sky. And I looked up and I noticed that there was an airplane flying just completely parallel to me. And I looked, and then I noticed right behind it, of course, where I'm sitting, it's like that much space, but there was another one right behind it, just perfectly even, like they were perfectly aligned. And I'm thinking, well, that's weird. You don't ever see anything like that. There was a third one right behind that. And I'm just staring at it going, what am I seeing? So they were flying, but it was almost like when it would get over here to the clouds, one would disappear and then another one would appear. So I watched that for a few minutes, and then I looked, and then going completely like, crossways were two more. Heather did not pick up her camera to take a
What?
picture or
I
video.
never,
I don't.
yeah.
I was looking around going, is anyone else seeing this, or is this just me? And then I think I convinced myself that you've lost your mind. There's no possible way that you're seeing what you think you're seeing. So
Yeah.
it was crazy. That had to have been a glitch, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
You
that's
think Cynthia
freaky.
Sue Larson can tell us about glitches? I bet she
Yeah.
can.
I have to ask. I've got a list of things to
Yeah.
ask her.
That's why
Yeah.
Kaz says she was waiting until next Tuesday talks to save her what she was going to say.
Oh no, these are like timeline jump Mandela effect
Oh.
type things, not glitchy, but we'll ask her about glitches too.
Mm.
I want
There's
to say
someone I raised. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say I think we're going to see more and more of these glitchy, weird.
Yeah.
This is just going to get to the point where nobody can deny there's something weird happening.
This is how I've seen it a few times. I don't usually get visuals. It's not, I'm more of like a feeling kind of, that's how I interpret the world. But I got this visual of, is like a painting, and this is how I see entities sometimes too. But it was like a version of them was splitting in all these different, like splitting off and then coming back together, and then splitting off and coming back together. Like we're jumping in and out of these different frequencies, or maybe even densities. I'm not quite sure. But that's what it kind of feels like. We're like being pulled back and forth right now. Like this weird kind of limbo.
That makes
I think
sense.
that just happened yesterday when I saw that. I also got that it might be really important right now too, for everyone to be conscious of calling in all their soul fractals. I know we do that in every session, but even if people wanted to start meditating at home and doing that, when I saw those, like the faces splitting, it was like, we need to call in all the pieces of us we might have accidentally left other places. It's like we're getting ready or something, like we're kind of packing our bags to get on the road, sort of a thing, and you're checking everything off the list.
Yeah,
felt like
that's how it feels like to me. Absolutely.
Maybe
Yeah.
that was what that wobbling I felt last night was.
Oh, that could be.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
Sharon says she stopped at a stop sign with her daughter and saw a plane coming towards them, and it stopped in midair. That's like the bird. That's like the bird was just hanging there in midair, like, I'm done.
Did you see the mattress one I
fascinating.
put on my Telegram group earlier? There's just a mattress floating
didn't.
above the ground, like, I don't know, 2-3
No
feet above the
way.
ground.
What?
Have to go look.
Like a magic carpet, but a mattress.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
on your.
mean,
I didn't know you had a Telegram. I'm gonna join your Telegram.
yeah, join it. Just post weird things.
I
And
wanna see mattresses
the
floating.
fish were frozen too. I think I sent that to you guys. I'm not sure if I did, but people were in an aquarium and there was like a school of fish, and they were videoing, they were showing, and all these fish were completely frozen, not moving, just right in place. What causes that? I just want to know.
These
That's so
glitches make me
fascinating.
so excited. Like they get me so excited that
Something's
like,
going down.
yes, yeah, really it does. Because I'm ready.
But does that mean that these are all kind of fake, mechanical type part of the matrix, the fake tricks I'm calling it? Or is there something else going on? What's it mean?
Well, they're always saying it's an illusion, which I can't quite wrap my head around how it's an illusion. So do we create these things in our reality and we're starting to see them glitch out? Or, like you said, are they real? Are they not?
Maybe we're the ones
Sharon's talking
moving.
about the moon now. Don't talk about the moon to me, Sharon, because it freaks me out.
Oh, okay. I won't ask then. I thought I just heard something. I kind of think we're the
Orange.
ones that are moving as our frequency changes. We are the ones who are able to move in and out of these different densities or timelines or frequencies. And so stuff gets stuck around us when it can't move with us. That's kind of how I see it.
Oh,
That might not make very much sense, but it's somewhere in my brain. It makes sense
I
a
think
That
it
little
makes
makes
bit.
great
sense.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
It can't come with us. It's not going there.
Yeah, brilliant.
Mm.
Oh
But
my gosh.
I was getting all kinds of crazy things when I fell down the TikTok hole the other night. I said to shut it off. It was nuts.
That's dangerous.
It was terrible.
I started getting all this flat earth stuff coming through, and I don't search for anything like that, but there it was. It was so interesting. Just strange videos of pilots. There was like a lot of pilots that were saying, they were asking the pilot, is the earth round or flat? It's flat. I don't subscribe to either one of those beliefs. I'll just wait and figure it out one day after we shift. Maybe
Right.
then we'll have the answer. But it was just interesting that all of those videos, all of a sudden, it was just a lot of interesting videos.
Mm.
Another one of those rabbit holes.
Yeah, I just can't do the TikTok thing. I know it would just suck me into its void.
Don't you have a TikTok?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do. I post on there, but I just don't watch anyone
You
else's.
can't go on it. I gotcha. Yeah.
No, up to like 5-6 minutes video posted, done.
TikTok is where my whole adventure of all these black magic cases started. That was the very first one. Somebody contacted me off of TikTok.
Yeah.
And then it opened this whole rabbit hole. And then ever since then, all these people just started coming. It's like, what? Where are you guys coming from? Like, how many people are really covered in this stuff? It all started with TikTok.
Mm.
Mhm.
Watch out for the holes. You'll break your ankle.
Your neck.
Well, we have been going for about an
Brain.
hour and 20 minutes. So, you guys have anything else you want to chat about today? Let's see
Yeah.
if there's any additional
Yeah.
If
questions.
there's any other questions, throw them up there quick. We'll answer them. Heather always tries to cut us off. We're still talking.
Well, we're coming up. We can go. We can go longer. Stay all day. I got nothing going on.
I do.
What you got going on, Cass?
It's
going?
like the middle of the night there,
It
right?
is late.
It's
for you, isn't
20
it?
past 7. Yeah, it's
No,
not too
that's not
late.
too bad.
You're
Did-
you're a late owl though.
Did you eat though first before you came on?
I did.
Oh, see, then
Yeah.
we're good. We're good.
I did
Yeah,
eat.
I'm on a stupid cleanse.
Mm.
In case
Good.
the world finally shifts and I got to get all this metal and stuff out of my body officially, finally, and for all. And I'm starving. I'm so hungry.
Is it like a juice cleanse or?
Tell us
I'm
about
doing
that.
heavy metal and candida right now. So my turpentine spirits just came in the mail. I'm doing like the sugar cubes with the pine spirits, the spruce, and cut out all sugar, all starch. Doing like chugging sea salt in the morning and lots of lemon water in the morning as well. Celery, cilantro, cucumber, and lemon. There's like one little bottle, and I just chug that, and that gets out apparently like heavy metals. The zeolite.
Nice.
Basically, like all I can eat is stuff I don't normally eat, like meat and lettuce. Guess lettuce.
I have been
Lettuce.
craving
vegetables.
salt water. I've been craving salt.
You need
Really
minerals,
craving
maybe?
salt.
Someone posted, where did I see it? Talking about maybe it was the construct. Who does that? Lisa Harrison was talking about water and salt, like adding salt into your water because the water's not hydrating enough right now. She mentioned that, and so I started doing it because I also feel like I can't get enough water, but I feel like I'm not, I don't know, not retaining it.
Maybe
I'm not holding on to it.
maybe a little bit of, you might need a little magnesium too.
I'm doing
Most
that as
people
well.
are nice.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
all you need to do is throw a pinch of sea salt into your water. Do you have city water, Heather? Or is that what you're drinking? City water, or you get
Yeah, but it's filtered.
so definitely if you're filtering it, you're probably filtering out some of the good minerals. So throw in at least a pinch of sea salt into a glass of water
Yeah, I
will
have been doing that every day.
add minerals back.
Yeah, you
So-
can't really taste it either if the pinch is small enough to.
I like to do that even with my well water. My spring water is throw a pinch of sea salt in it too, because it's just remineralize it more and add more. It gets absorbed into the body better when it's remineralized. So
Mm.
Oh, my well water is like drinking pennies, and that's even with the water softener because I'm in the glacier hills. All these kettles were formed by the glaciers, supposedly. And that's like even with the water softener and a filter, like you drain the bathtub and the bathtub is like orange.
oh wow.
There's
So it's
so much, yeah.
high in iron.
I haven't tested it, but most people in the area have to have a water softener and then this thing called an iron curtain.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess iron if it's turning orange, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
And I think there's copper too because it tastes like pennies. There's a lot in there. Y'all can have some of my water if you want. If you need some minerals. It's intense.
I'm really spoiled with my water.
I bet.
So you can all
Nice.
get here to Tennessee.
You'll put us up in a teepee, won't you?
Oh,
Yeah,
and
he'll make us sleep outside in the
It's in a
cold, hard floor. But
We'll make
have
him
good
sleep
water.
outside. We'll go in with Ange and he
Yeah.
can sleep outside in the teepee.
That sounds like fun.
I don't have any say in the matter. So you
Yeah.
guys just
I
hang
feel
out
like
with
we'd
that.
be just fine.
Guess who'll be sleeping in the teepee? Me.
I've been
Uh,
to a KOA in Tennessee that has a big teepee that you can rent, but it's like the size of a cabin.
Well, this one's 22 foot, so it's pretty big.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of our plan. We were going to do an Airbnb, but we haven't figured out how to do that.
That's a really cool idea, actually.
Heather Doty just said there that salt craving means you have weak adrenal glands.
Oh, I'm not craving salt.
Oh.
It was more just putting it into the water to get more absorption
Okay.
from the water that you're drinking.
I've been
right?
craving salt, but I think
Yeah.
a lot of people have been recently. So I think there's something else going on.
I always am. I drink like pickle juice every day though. So like I get a lot of salt.
I do love pickles.
We've already chatted for so long, but I was gonna talk about how your physical body holds on to memories, and the more that it's becoming scientifically proven with mRNA and memories in the heart and our second brain, our third brain. Maybe I'll make a video of it. I haven't made a video in like weeks and weeks and weeks. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Need to do that then.
Do you want to touch on it now briefly?
I was about to say, yeah.
No, because I think it would take me down
It's
like
too much.
probably a 30, 45-minute rant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was so
We
much.
should have started with
woke up-
that one.
I woke up at 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep and I just kept reading and a rabbit hole.
What's
Audrey's
like the
death.
what's the Cliff's Notes version? So you have a
So-
Cliff Note version.
An example would be we are finding out that some of this ancestral trauma and memories. So we were learning this like through psychology, right? That you can pass down this trauma, this PTSD. But now we're starting to learn about it like on a biological level. And so it's always been thought that it's impossible. It's against the laws of biology that it can't actually travel in your DNA. But what it can travel in is your mRNA. It's smaller. They've done tests with slugs and have like transferred memories. They've done like this experiment with rats where they would like zap the rat if it's went and smelled acetone, and 3, 4, 5 generations down of rats were now afraid of acetone. They remembered that they would like that was dangerous to smell that. Um, we were just learning so much about it, and it's all related to trauma. There's things like certain groups of people, let's say they've been starved for a few months, let's say maybe during a wartime. I don't have all the details in front of me, but this is just like an example. They have gone back to study the offspring of these people who suffered from that extended period of starvation. And now that that gene pool now holds on to calories more, they're at higher risk for diabetes, and they have a higher rate of obesity. So these traumas really do carry on, and it's not biological. It's actually down to such like a small part of us, which makes me very curious about mRNA now.
Is it like a survival instinct?
There, part of it is because I think what we're learning is that we can store memories in organs like our hearts and our brains, but then they were trying to figure out if it's more than our hearts or brains, because that should be at a level that's more psychological, but they're figuring it out. It can actually be physical.
It would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Like if you think of people, you've heard the stories of people getting a heart transplant and all of a sudden they like different food, or they have memories of how the person died.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but with your offspring. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not always just energetic, like there's actual, I mean, it makes sense to me too if you think that we think of like how the energy from our heart, like how it expands and how it's been shown to affect other people's energy around us. Like they've shown studies of like a boy being with their dog and how when they come together, their heart rates come together and they regulate both at the same time. But then when you take them away from each other, they kind of go crazy again. They're sad and they're nervous. Well, think about every time you walk into a room, how your energy affects another person. Wouldn't that be the same thing with trauma, and then it's stored and remembered? Like we are just all connected energetically, and now we're learning that we're all connected physically as well. Like we're one giant organism in a weird way.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah,
You see how that could go off for like
we
45
could,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm thinking about a lot of different
We-
things, but
Yeah.
We're just gonna end it like a TV show, leave you hanging, and then we got to get back and talk about it later.
Yes. Well,
Rebecca
you
said I
guys,
had
it
It's
a,
all-
was so fun officially meeting all of you. Thank you for having me on the
this was
show.
wonderful. This
Absolutely.
was wonderful.
Tuesday Talks. Tuesday.
Yeah.
I love
I was
this show.
just checking the comments really quickly. Rebecca said I had a client that couldn't get pregnant because of ancestors that were in a concentration camp 2 generations ago. Once this was
Wow.
cleared, she became pregnant. So yeah,
That's amazing. Mm.
Is that
Love
Becky?
it.
Is that you?
Rebecca Lorino. Yeah.
Oh no, that must be somebody else.
Oh, well,
But-
this was amazing. Oh, did you have something?
Well, I had a client a long time ago that liver issues was passed down that way from ancestors. It was like an entity that was causing the liver issues, and it was passed down from generation to generation in the male line. So it's really interesting to figure out how all that works.
We're just fighting an uphill battle here, aren't we? entities and
Such an
curses
exciting
and
topic today.
But we're
huh?
winning. But we're winning.
past lives and what you got. Just
Yeah.
throw it at me. We got it.
And I do think as we heal ourselves, we heal everyone around us too, because we are all
Yeah.
connected. So we'll get there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heal one, you heal us all.
Yeah.
Little
Perfect.
ripple effects.
That's
All
what
right. Well,
that's my last words.
this has been amazing. Amanda, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you,
Enjoyed it so
Thank you,
much.
Heather. It's been very, very cool to talk to all three of you at the
Yeah.
same time. Really.
Yeah.
I love this show. This is like one of the only shows that I put my alert on for. So
Oh.
more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
So I've got Amanda's contact information, her YouTube channel listed below. If you want to go check her out, get in touch with her for a session. And of course, Kaz and Tony are also listed below. If you're not subscribed over to their channels, make sure that you do. And yeah, this has been fun, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
everyone.
We'll see you guys next
Bye, you
time.
guys.
See you soon.
Love you all.
Bye.